You're welcome back. It's still Health Matters, and it's all about staying healthy. It's now time when you can call in and give us your suggestions, your your contributions, or your questions. The number to call is 012206 842. That's 012206 842. And we were talking about risk factors, weren't we?
Yeah, he was talking about personalities. Where they have some people naturally they have impulsive personality. Okay. Naturally, they just want to do things without thinking through. Anything happens to them, I have a boyfriend who leaves me. The next thing I want to cut my sleep myself and then call for attention. Some in another, maybe they're going through certain situation, they don't know how to cope with it. And in an attempt to call for attention, they try to attempt, and it may become fatal. Okay. Some naturally, because of substance use and everything, they lose their sense of judgment. And so people must learn coping strategies, especially in economic situations, no employment, no money. And for example, China as an example, it has been found that almost 300,000 farmers have died in the last 1 year. Why? Because of debt, financial difficulties, and co.
When you say have died, they kill themselves.
Yes.
Now, this brings to mind, how does one know a person is suicidal? How does the neighbor of a suicidal person know that this person needs help, before they get into a problem?
I think we have come to the crux of the matter here, and that is the most important thing people watching and Nigerians must know. Many times you hear that so person have died, have committed suicide, and then people begin to say, oh, and he said it.
Okay, so there are signs.
Usually there are signs. For example, the student that killed himself, actually, he wasn't going to class. He was saying he cannot live with this, and that's what we were told. And eventually, when he was about to die, he sent text message to his mom that the next 1 hour I want you to come and see me. But the text message didn't deliver, so we were told. Okay. And then before they discovered the text message, went to his room, he has already hanged himself. So people give that warning. They give that warning, they tell people, they send love messages and co. Some of them become depressed even prior to that time. And they begin to withdraw to themselves. It is good for you around to watch these people.
A call is coming.
All right.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
We can hear you. Please do ask your question.
Okay. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Your name is Nani, as I said. I'm calling from K to my 12.
Okay.
As regard to this program you are having, you are doing now, there was a time a doctor.
Yes, we can hear.
He has his own hospital. I don't want to mention the name. Which you hear. All of a sudden, we heard that the man hanged himself.
Go to doctor.
And it's somebody that I know very well. It's a doctor that you know.
Did you see some signs?
What would have caused that kind of thing?
Okay, thank you for your question. Apparently, he didn't see any signs because he's asking what could have caused the doctor to, hang himself.
Yeah, just as I said, I understand and I know the particular hospital and other things I was talking about. It made a very major headline then. Professionals, for example, there have been statistics that have shown that medical professionals are also at very high risk of suicide. And you don't forget that most of this because sometimes you get engrossed in your job and you don't take care of your own self.
Okay.
You understand? And so most of the time, and then because sometimes out of arrogance, if I'm going through depression, I'll say, okay, it should be very, very much, how can I go and be saying I'm depressed? So they don't seek help. Okay, because so already society believes that they are there. So when they are going through a lot of pressure, they just want to push through.
The impression I'm getting from you now is that a person who is suicidal can actually talk to someone else.
Yes, they look for help. Okay. And when we get to management and intervention, that is where it is very important. People don't just wake up and they kill themselves. And that's why we talk about the spectrum. Idea, suicidal ideation. It comes with an idea. Then that idea grows into intent. When the situation does not change, nothing, it becomes intentional. They have intent to do it.
So what should the person be watching for? What should the person be watching for? For example, a mom, is seeing her son. What should she be watching for to know that it's time to intervene in this guy's life?
The idea and the thought, you may not be able to know in the mind of that person. The plan, you may see. When you begin to see that the guy moves towards dangerous weapons, he tries to keep knife in his room. He watches most of the movies he's watching. They are horror movies. They are movies that depict blood and everything. He begins to make calls. He begins to talk about dangerous ways, 1,000 ways, clinical ways to die. All these things, they are pointers. Coupled with the fact that he's now withdrawn, or he begins to take substance, keep late nights, or begin to jokingly tell his friends, maybe, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
Okay.
These are signs, and they just be, you're not serious. What do you mean? Someone that was at the attempted suicide that I saw last week, we checked the phone. She actually sent 2 messages to her friend. She said, what will what will you do if I die? And that one just replied,
that should send a red flag
yes,
up.
The reply we read on the phone said, keep quiet, why are you saying things? Then she said to her boyfriend again, how will you feel if I just kill myself? And I said, why are you talking like that? Why are you talking like that? And that was
then
the
she
end.
attempted.
And then she attempted by taking insecticide.
So when insecticide.
Yeah. It's one of the second
when
common
people
cause as well.
attempt
Yes.
and they don't succeed, is it that they weren't really trying to kill themselves, or the attempt failed?
Okay. That's when we hear, and that's why anybody that attempts suicide, after the attempt, the person should be made to see psychiatrists.
Okay.
Because when we see, we're the one that we analyze and look at what we call intention of suicide.
Okay. So you
There
now
are people
evaluate,
we evaluate
how serious matter
So
is.
it is seriousness of suicide. And there are ways you evaluate it. For example, you don't want to look, did the person write a note? Did the person pre-plan it, or it was just an impulsive act? Did the person know that this action that he wanted to do will actually kill him or her? Did the person avoid being seen? Maybe he did it in a private place. How is the person feeling now that he has not even died? When you ask the person, does he wish to die and do it again? If he sees a stray bullet passing by, will he be happy the stray bullet hits him? I've seen a patient say, what am I even doing? Why didn't it work? And I say, what if I shoot you now? Say, I will be so happy. So you know that
Were you
that
able
person
to
has
manage
serious-
that person?
So that person we admit to our ward, and then psychology intervention, and if he has depression, we begin to treat the underlying depression or any other
Is
psychotic
it possible
thing
to
is
have
having.
100% success when you get a
Yeah,
suicidal patient?
Yes, once you intervene, because actually in most cases they are seeking for help. You begin to do the dynamics. What could have happened? Sometimes it's the family that is disrupted. You do family therapy, couple therapy.
Okay.
If there's no employment, you try to do social employment
How about
strategy.
in
and
boarding
co.
schools? Is there a way, some children are not with their parents, and I heard of a child who committed suicide in a school. His parents weren't even there. Isn't there a way to monitor the students such that you can pick them out and take care of them?
Well, it's unfortunate, Mary, because some factors are missing in our society.
Okay.
When we're growing up, I mean, I'm very young. If I have a problem, there are people, elders in the village that I could go to, and they will help me talk to my mom. Now we don't have them. In schools, there used to be counselors. Okay. If I'm not doing well in school, and I know that my mommy will kill me, my daddy will kill me if I don't do well, there are counselors I go to. Do we have counselors in these schools? Counselors have been eroded. There's nothing like counseling.
Or perhaps some of the counselors are not properly trained.
Well, it's the same thing.
handle-
That's all. There is everything is being eroded. Because if you're a caregiving and counselor, these are the situations. And then even on the assembly ground, you can see a child that is withdrawn. You should be able to put that child. In the class, a child that is not doing well, or a child that is behaving in an odd manner, is just becoming aggressive and everything, you call and you'll be able to know that this person is going through certain things. It may be a pointer of what is happening at home.
Yes.
Maybe the parents are about to divorce and it's
Okay.
affecting the child in
All
school.
right.
So there are myriads of things
So
that
the
can be
key-
going on in the mind of someone that is attempting
So the
suicide.
key is be vigilant, and the
Yes.
suicidal person should always talk.
Yes.
Somebody else might have a
Yes.
better
and
idea.
the nation, there should be a national suicide prevention strategy in place.
We'll have to talk
National
about that
Suicide
another day.
Prevention Strategy.
We're completely out of
Thank you
time.
very much.
Thank you so much for shedding light on this. I believe it's going to help a lot of people. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
For being there with us today. There's always hope. There's always help. Remember, talk to somebody and be vigilant. Thank you so much, Ayodeji, for your call. I really appreciate it. It's a wrap. I'm Mary Alale Yusuf.